Hello everybody, it's great to be with you again. Since last I conducted the series of devotions, I've been up in Zimbabwe, and not the well-populated areas of Zimbabwe, right up there in the corner of Zimbabwe where it meets Zambia and Mozambique. In fact, on the Zambezi River, or the banks of the Zambezi River. My daughter's getting married in April, and her fiance's father decided that he was going to give his son a stag party that he would never ever forget. Well, he took about 10 of his mates, and believe me, they had a stag party that they will never forget. But it was great being up in a wild part of the world, and it was great especially being up on the banks of the Zambezi during Lent. It was a true wilderness area, untamed, with just the mighty Zambezi flowing past the camp where we were staying. We're in the season of Lent. We're approaching the end of the third week of Lent, and that's when we remember Jesus in the wilderness. Now, the wilderness that Jesus spent Lent in, or 40 days, was very different to where I was. There was nothing to comfort him there. It was tough. It was harsh terrain, barren terrain. Up there on the banks of the Zambezi, there was more water than we knew what to do with. The airfields were flooded, the roads were impassable, and we had to go to some camp way, way further up the river or down the river, get onto a barge and get back up the Zambezi off onto the land where we were going to stay. But it gave me an opportunity just to be still, amidst some of the other raucous as youngsters celebrated the impending wedding of their friend and my soon-to-be son-in-law, Mark. But there were some incredible moments, unbelievable moments, getting up early and sitting on the banks of the Zambezi. And everything, but everything is quiet, not a sound. There's no human intrusion, nothing. And then 5:30 there, with the light just beginning to appear, you hear a bird, and then another bird, and then another bird. And it was almost like these were members of a choir kind of tuning in and offering their song. And there was this extraordinary anthem. And I like to think of it as an anthem of praise, as nature, creation, opened up to the presence of their God. And then from time to time, as these birds sang to their creator, there was the occasional grunt of the hippo, giving a little bit of bass. Altogether beautiful. Silence, and a deep connection with it all. Jesus spent 40 days out in a wilderness, quiet, silence. It was tough. I can't say that the week on the Zambezi was tough. It was like being in heaven, I imagine. But you know, being one with nature and being quiet out in nature is part of our faith. Getting to know nature and to understand the voice of God as he speaks to us through his creation is something that we mustn't put aside. So much of Jesus' life and his teaching in particular was drawn from nature. He spoke about birds of the air and flowers of the field. He spoke about sparrows. He was out there in the wilderness, and it said there were wild animals with him. And in the teachings of Jesus, he's constantly referring to the natural world around him. It was important to Jesus. And if Jesus, as it were, needed nature and creation, how much more ought we to be spending time just quietly, connecting with nature, but more important, connecting to God as he reveals something of his love and his majesty and his beauty in the world around us. Take time today to spend quiet moments, be it in a garden, wherever, but draw aside and simply be with God. God be with you.